Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Manhood, and it's titled Modern Women Finally Realize the Good Guys Are the Richards They Need. You guys, I'm excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Modern women finally realize the good guys were the real chads they need.
Married for 10 years. I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. Like that I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was.
So let me get this straight. She was married for 10 years, strung this man along for 10 years, had children with this man, and knew from the beginning that she didn't want to marry him. Marriage is forever, and it's not temporary, and age is not an excuse in my opinion. But there's more to the story, so continue.
Fighting for me, I was pushing him away. But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. He looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes. He cleaned the house. He took the kids to school. He worked all day. He made good money. He supported us. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but he was the good guy. So I'm here to tell you, it's okay to leave the good guy.
Wow, you guys, this story is very touching, because when you are in a relationship and you have your eyes set aside thinking that the good guys are out there, and when you eventually leave that relationship you find out that the one you left was the good guy, it's very painful, and you end up being filled with regret all the days of your life. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
Modern women and regrets are best of friends. They don't end up in regret by chance. They deliberately choose paths where regret is the welcoming host. Many women have realized that the real Chad is the good guy. They have finally understood that good guys are the ones they should have settled with. All the attributes they accord to Chad are nothing compared to what good guys have to offer. Why this is a big issue for women is that the good guys are walking away and don't want anything to do with the women who once rejected them. Modern women are a product of misplaced priorities. Some modern women had a lineup of good guys. Good guys were all over them. But instead of settling with one and living happily ever after, like the happy wives on the internet, they rejected them. Do you know there are 3 types of women on the internet? The happy ones showing their beautiful lives with their husbands and kids, the ones who reject the good guys for Chad and rant about men, and those teaching women how to deal with being a single mom or dating after 40. They believe good and nice guys are not generally confident, less likely to be romantic and adventurous, and can't evoke emotions and ecstasy like Chad. The phrase "good guys finish last" was coined out of this. Seeing as most of these women will use almost any excuse to avoid dating good or nice guys, they would rather refer to them as good friends.
I did a video on why good guys are boring. I think it's only fair I do a video on why girls love bad boys. It's the charm. Bad boys are very charming, extremely charming, and they know women inside and out. Like, it's always the bad guys that be knowing exactly how to talk to you and exactly how to move with you. And bad boys honestly give you a challenge. Like, as much as people want to say, oh, it's toxic and this and that, like, there's a certain level where, like, I feel like your partner should be able to challenge you. And I must admit, like, who doesn't love a good chase? Like, I think healthy chase is not so terrible. I don't think you should give everything all at once. That's what makes the relationship boring, when you dump everything all at the beginning. But I also have to admit, it's ego. I think the more someone shows you that they don't want you, the more you want them. That goes for men and women. don't know, there's just something about bad boys. It's like they know how to show you the right amount of what you need, but they're just damn right players. They're no good.
So, women moved from this state of delusion to realizing they had gone down the drain by choosing the wrong men. They needed Chad, but they chose the wrong Chad and the wrong attributes.
Go for the boring guy? Let me explain. Hey, I'm Amanda. I'm your cautionary tale. Follow me for more single mom advice. I've been through it all and try and help you avoid the same mistakes that I made. Go to a therapy session. My therapist said, you need to go for the boring guy. Like, what do you mean? Like, I want adventure. I want excitement. I just got out of this terrible toxic relationship. She's like, no. She goes, you're used to toxic relationships. That's what you know. You have to retrain your brain. That's actually not the kind of guy you want. You're gonna think this guy is boring, but he's not really. You think you want the guy that whisks you off to Hawaii or Vegas. It's helicopter rides, like on The Bachelor. No. You want the guy that sets up your bleacher seat before you arrive at your son's baseball game. You want the guy that when you sit down after dinner to watch a show says, whatever you want, babe. You want the guy that when you call him in the middle of the day and he's busy, he still picks up the phone and says, you okay? Everything okay?
That was such an interesting one. I totally agreed with what this woman is saying and the advice her therapist gave her. You don't need those kind of men anymore, especially when you have been with them for so long. What you need is the boring guy that will bring you back to reality. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. I hope a lot of women can learn from this so that they won't have to make the mistake most of these women have made in their lives. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below and let's wrap this video up, you guys.
It is so funny that many researchers are trying to justify how these women act, even when they know these women regret their decisions these days. It is online where they post themselves ranting and crying, explaining how they ignored good guys and later entered relationships where they suffered both physically and mentally. I will share a story of a lady who explained how she regretted rejecting a guy. This time last year, a young woman met a really nice guy. They were in similar life situations, having just graduated from university and securing their first jobs. They clicked immediately. They worked together and saw each other frequently, often going to bookstores, pizza places, and his apartment to watch TV. They private messaged on Facebook almost every night and texted each other practically every day. The woman liked him, and one night, he asked if she would go out with him. Despite genuinely liking him as a person, she said no, because he was too nice and always acted good. She hoped he would continue to be her friend. They remained close, but he was still too understanding, continuing to text, email, and want to meet up most of the time. Eventually, their temp roles ended as their contracts expired, and they both got new jobs. The texts and emails dried up, and the woman felt that if he wasn't messaging her, he might not want to hear from her. So she stopped reaching out, believing they were on the same page and that he would stop acting so good. Now, she is in a bad and mentally exhausting relationship. She often thinks about how great things could have been between them and wonders if he would still remember her if she got in touch with him. She really hopes he isn't seeing someone now. She realizes she made a grave mistake back then and regrets not saying yes to him.
Ladies, if you reject a good-hearted, honest man and go for the bad boy, just know that when he hurts you, don't come with that line that all men are the same. Because at that point, it's not the men that's the problem, it's you.
I agree with that.
Selena Gomez once said, "If you rejected a good guy, but accepted the bad guy when he hurts you, don't you dare say all men are the same." She would never have said this if she did not realize how women have positioned themselves to suffer in the near future because they chose toxicity, thrill, pleasure, unpredictability, and excitement over respect, loyalty, peace, and attention that good guys are ready to offer them. It is quite depressing because many good guys had to go rogue to bad girls. After all, that was the only language modern women understood. Everyone likes instant excitement, but at the expense of what? This is not a pity video. It is plugging into the misery of modern women, after being crushed by the wall. In a real-life setting, we surely have different reasons and the right to choose anything we want. But it becomes a problem when we choose something really bad for ourselves and start stigmatizing the group when we start regretting it. Modern women's first mistake, due to feminism, is forgetting that they will long to settle down someday and be loved genuinely by a man in the presence of their children. It is nature. These women do not suffer the consequences alone. They also bring their kids into the mess. It is one thing to follow a trend and another to experience the consequences. Women talk more about the trend and less about the regrets so that more foolish women can be victims. Some of these women did not even reject these good guys because they wanted to, but because a narrow-minded friend somewhere advised them to. A relationship or marriage is no child's play, so why would anyone decide to enter one with a bad guy, all because she believes good guys are not active enough? Well, that is the definition of a modern woman, and they have their misery to bear. Excuses for causing destruction are the funniest, and these women always have those excuses and are always ready to pour them out. That's all for today on Manhood.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one from manhood. And these days, modern women have come to realize that the good guys no longer finish last, but they finish best. Because at the end of the day, those child and tyrants that they are running after will eventually get tired of them and get rid of them. Then they start to remember the boring guy, the good guy that they once dumped. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.